Hey everybody, welcome to Take10, the daily art challenge where I challenge myself to draw for 10 minutes a day or create something artistic for 10 minutes a day, despite all the other things that make life difficult and take up time. For instance, tonight, I should have been asleep about an hour ago, but it wouldn't be Take10 if I wasn't missing sleep. So, there you go. Tonight I thought I'd do some preliminary thumbnail kind of sketches for art contest I wanted to enter. It's a Villains of Christmas contest, so basically you just draw a bad guy from some sort of Christmas story. And first thing that came to mind, of course, was Krampus. It's like a Germanic, Slavic, I don't know, is Norwegian? I have no idea his exact origin. He's sort of the Anti-Claus. He shows up for the bad kids. He has a big bundle of sticks that he uses to beat children, and he throws them in a sack and takes them away, and no one ever sees them again. So he's sort of a cautionary tale kind of character. He's usually depicted as a devil-like character. He's covered in shaggy hair. He's got fangs, sort of a demonic, I guess demonic. He's got pointed ears. He's got horns like goat horns. So probably some Pan mythology in there. Just, generally bestial, unpleasant looking, and he always has a huge tongue, too. Like Gene Simmons type action. You probably can't see a lot of this. I'm drawing with a really light pencil again. But hey, I've got a pen here. I'll just draw with a pen. These are just preliminary sketches anyway, so it doesn't really matter. This is just a 0.1 uniball. There was a pretty famous book about, a recent book, by an artist called Brahm, who it turns out is actually from near my neck of the woods in the south, in which Krampus is the villain, and he features prominently on the cover. It's actually called Krampus. It's pretty cool. I like it. The art, it's an illustrated book. It's not like a graphic novel or anything. The art is really good. Brahm's a very good artist, and I would love to be as good as him. I didn't think the writing was quite as good as the art, but that's, neither here nor there, really, when you do something that cool. So just trying to, it's a high mark to try to do Krampus, but I'm not the only one who's ever done Krampus, or tried to do Krampus, and he's not the first one to do it either, so there's some precedent. You can sort of make it your own. The basic gist is hairy, demonic kind of character, scourge of children, frightener of children into being good, basically. And with the tongue. And the thing about all the old woodcuts and things that depict him, he's always like happy about it. They usually show him, he's usually got this crude kind of dog-like face like this. And he's got his mouth open, but he's like smiling, and his tongue's just sort of spilling out like this. He's always got these huge fangs. He always has these gigantic, scary eyes like that. And horns. He kind of looks like a Maurice Sendak character almost. But those old woodcuts and drawings are they're a little bit like that anyway by today's standards. They're not terribly realistic. That looks like a coked out German Shepherd. That's probably not the route to go. Tendency is generally to make him sort of gaunt, because that's scarier looking. He ends up looking like a cross between Pan and a gargoyle with a big tongue. I've also seen some really cute versions of him. I think it was Jesse Acosta on Facebook. He's a Facebook friend of mine and another illustrator artist, cartoonist guy. He did a really, really cute version of him that was like this kind of deal here. Little tongue. As always, I am exhausted, so if I sound like a crazy person, that's why. More than usual. His Krampus was pretty cute. I think actually he'll be my inspirational artist for today, because I do like his stuff a lot. whether he was the one that did the Krampus or not, Jesse Acosta is my inspirational artist for today because I remember some of his other work being very inspirational too. And he's always got some good stuff posted on the social networks too, which is something I'm not very good at. If this wasn't a video series, I don't think anyone would ever see this stuff. Because I am pretty bad at keeping up with social networking. I haven't even posted these things to my blog recently. And the blog used to be the daily drawing thing. I'll have to start getting back on that. So now he looks more like a puppy. His looked a bit more like Krampus than this, but I just thought that was pretty funny. You can still have the crazy staring eyes. This time they're kind of anime cute. If you're going to give him a cute animal head like that, he's still got to be bipedal. Still got to have his little backpack full of switches, as they would say, from where I'm from. I did a, last year for Christmas, I did a little holiday mini-comic called Yuletide Beatdown. It was basically a wrestling match between Santa and Krampus. So I've drawn him a few times already. That particular style was pretty traditional, hairy, demonic guy with the tongue sticking out all the time. But that's sort of a comedy mini-comic too. I thought for this contest, since I can do it any way I want, I wouldn't mind doing a digital painting since I haven't done one of those in months now. It's actually more convenient to do this, if you can believe it. It's more convenient to paint like with gouache than it is to actually do a digital painting for me. Which is bizarre, but true. This Krampus is not threatening enough. My parents told me if I wasn't good I was going to meet this guy. I'd be like, oh cool. Go kick over the trash can. It's like a Muppet. But anyway, I guess he still has claws. Like little little baby claws. It's fun to amuse yourself. It's important to laugh at your own stuff because if you can't laugh at it, someone else laughs at it, it's going to be all upsetting, and you don't want it to be upsetting. Just assume they're going to laugh at it. What I was actually thinking for the thing was I was going to do Krampus kind of one of those bad man poses where he's crouched sort of meh, you know, looking kind of dastardly. Ears. He's got the horn. So he's all over like this. Oh, that might even be good. Do a giant head, little body thing. Still do the bag of sticks. Yeah, there's no reason it has to be realistic. Have fun with it, right? But even though it's for a contest, it is. I do like to do holiday stuff occasionally, just to have some holiday-themed items out there. Like prints, or I'd like to do another art book next year, so it'd be good to have some stuff that kind of made sense in context. Oh, he's usually got a tail too. In the Bram story, he's got like this Little's tail, like not Stuart Little, but the British fairy tale, the Littles, where they're like these little fairy people with these little tufted tails like a lion. But I think of it more like a wolf tail. It's like this. At any rate, I was going to do a picture of him kind of slunched over, a little more menacing than that, and then sort of in the background you got like a tree line, and then the moon, and crossing the moon, of course, would be Santa Claus, mercilessly driving his little slave reindeer, beast of burden. I'm just kidding. I love Santa Claus, I love Christmas. I love Krampus too. It's important to keep those kids in line. But I thought that'd be an interesting idea. You got Santa's the distant happiness thing, and Krampus is right here in your face. So maybe if I come up with a better pose for Krampus there, I could come up with something interesting for that. And as I say almost every time, I know that this probably isn't terribly exciting to people who don't do art or don't care that much about how the art's made or whatever. But believe me, this is actually a very integral process. It's very important that this part gets done and is decent, because this is the basis for everything. If you start a painting without a decent sketch, you're going to end up either redoing it until you get a decent idea, or it's just going to be horrible. Your choice. I'm sure there are paintings out there that have been done off the cuff by masters that are great, but I don't have the skill for that, so I have to work at it. And that means planning, trying to get something decent out of it. I think I like these curved horns best on in the ram's horn kind of thing. Makes them seem more like Pan. I like the idea of tying it back to some other kind of mythology. Make it seem more worldly than just a Germanic myth or whatever it is. I really do like the idea of the little body thing. It's kind of cool. Krampus. Be good, or I'll throw you in a gunny sack and you'll disappear forever. It's like Guantanamo. Oh, that's my political humor for today. Okay, never mind. We don't get political here. This is about art. I'm exhausted, folks. Okay. Krampus doesn't wear pants, I don't think. He's just shaggy. So he'd be like this. He does have cloven feet, generally. Again, like the devil. Because, you know, you gotta scare these kids. That's a tail. So something like that might work. Oh, it looks like I'm pretty much at the limit of my time here. So all I've done is generate a couple of ideas. I think I may have come up with some kind of general idea of what I wanted to look like. Big head, little body, kind of angled over pose, kind of, you know, hackneyed villain thing. Meh, blah, blah, blah. It's just a good way to get it across. I have to work on those legs, though, trying to find some way to balance him so he doesn't look like he's going to topple over. Looks like he's dancing. But yeah, I'll sort that out. You might see more of this one tomorrow, because I'm going to try to finish this thing. The deadline is Christmas Day, I believe. So I'll be working on this for a little while. Hopefully next time it'll be some video of me working on it on the computer, because by that point I will have had an idea of completing the computer. At any rate, thank you guys for watching and listening and babbling along with me if you did. Hopefully you're drawing or painting or doing something creative, having fun. Take care, keep making stuff, and I'll see you tomorrow.